Hi, I'm Dorcas. In this video, we're going to talk about adding a page to your WordPress website. So I'm going to add the About page into my WordPress website. So we'll cover how to add it into the menu, how to add text, how to add pictures, how to do the permalinks, how to do H2 headings, subheadings, how to make a list, how to make links. We'll do all of that in this video. So I'm logged into my dashboard here, and to add any of the static pages into your website, you just click onto Pages, and then you click Add New. So I can click this Add New here, or I can click this Add New here. Doesn't matter which one you click. I click Add New, and then where it says Enter Title here, if you know about HTML already, that corresponds to your heading 1 or your H1 within HTML. So instead of just calling this About, I'm going to call this About Guitar Heaven, because I'm pretending that Guitar Heaven is the name of my business and I want to rank well for people who are searching for Guitar Heaven. So I'm making sure that I get my business name into my search terms. So I call this About Guitar Heaven. Now over on the right hand side, you can see where it says publish or update in the little blue box here. So if I hit publish, that'll save the page, and then you'll see permalink has appeared. And the permalink is the exact link or URL of this page. And you can see, because I've already set it like this, the text from here automatically matches the text here. But you can see with this edit button, you can further change it to make it even better for SEO. So for example, I could click edit here. And for example, if location was important for you, you could put in your location, you could put in better words for search terms. I'm going to, for example, leave this as, let's say, Ireland, because I'm based in Ireland. And you can see I put in a space, and if I hit OK, automatically WordPress puts in a dash for me. So in this section here, this is where you put in all of the content of your page, for example, text and images. And just to bulk it up, I just have some lorem ipsum text. So lorem ipsum, it's no language. It looks a little bit like Latin, but it actually isn't anything. And it's just a kind of text that fills a page to make it look like a font. So it's just kind of like a placeholder for the text. So I'm going to click update here to save. And then if I want to preview my page, I can either click this preview changes button over on the top right hand sides, or even better, I could actually go back into my dashboard and add that page into my menu, and then just keep on checking my preview. So if I go to appearance and menus, then my menu is already made. So this new page here, I just click add to menu, and then you can see I can drag it to where I want it to be. So I want it to be second in the menu. If I click save menu now, and then refresh my page, you'll see here I have About Guitar Heaven here, and I click and it works. But if I go back to my menus, I'm just going to change that. Instead of saying About Guitar Heaven in the menu, I just want the menu label just to say About. So I just save this. And then you'll see if I refresh, then you can see the way it says About in the menu, but I haven't actually changed either the heading of the page, and the link of the page is the same as how I said it a moment ago. So click back into Pages. To edit the page you've already made, some people hover over and then click edit. I just click on the heading. It's the same thing anyway, so I just click on the actual title. And here we have where we're editing the page. So let's say, for example, I want to add in a subheading. So for example, I want to say, let's say, guitar lessons we do. So I'm going to, underneath here, I'm going to do a list of maybe the type of guitar lessons I do. But because this is a heading, I'm going to make sure that it's a heading. So if I wanted to type HTML, I could click this text tab here and just type the HTML here. But even easier, you can see that the default, when you write anything here, it's just a paragraph. But in this drop-down, I can select, for example, H2, which is your heading 2. I can't select heading 1 because that's already used up the top here. So I'm going to select heading 2, and now this is a heading 2. And the reason why that's good is because it means that both humans will see that it looks like a heading, and then also search engines. It also makes your life easier in future when you want to style all of the heading 2s to be a particular color or a particular style or size. So let's say here I want to add in a list. So I'm going to add in the type of lessons that I do. Sometimes what people do if they want to add in a list, they just click a dash and start typing. It's better if you actually click up here. You can either click bulleted list or numbered list. So I'm going to click bulleted list. Bulleted list just has the little dots. Numbered would be obviously 1, 2, 3. So I click bulleted, and I'm just going to write out the type of lessons that we do. So we do acoustic lessons. We do, what else do we do? Spanish guitar lessons and electrical guitar lessons. And you'll see if I click the text tab here, you don't have to, I'm just doing it just to show you. You can see that automatically the H2 HTML is there for us, and the list HTML is there for us there. So WordPress is doing this for us. So you don't need to actually learn HTML, but it's good to know about HTML. Now let's say I want to actually just check to see how this looks on my website. You should always do a tiny bit of work and then check. So you save it and then refresh here, and you can see this is my text, and here's my heading, here's my list. It would make sense if this actually linked to the correct page. So I'm going to do that. So to add a link to a page within your website, you just select the text that you want to be the link. The text that's selected, that's the anchor text. So I've selected the text. Then up here you can see there's a little kind of icon that looks like a kind of chain link. And when I hover over it, it says insert edit link. So I click here. And then I can simply click on link options. And then when the page loads up, I can see all of the pages I've previously made. So I want this to link to the acoustic guitar lessons page. So I click here, click add link, and then that's a link. I'm going to do the same thing with this. So I link this to the, of course, the Spanish page. And electrical guitar lessons will link to the electrical guitar lessons page. Update. And then it's really important that you go and check, because it's so easy to mistakenly make one of these link to the wrong page. So just make sure you click on, for example, this one, and make sure it really does bring you to the acoustic guitar lessons page, which it does, and that's good. Another little thing for usability, you can see up here in lessons, see the way you have the order of Spanish, electric, and acoustic. If you've already decided that that's the right order for your users or the visitors to your website, then it would make sense to have your list corresponding. So as in the list underneath where you have the heading guitar lessons, also have first Spanish, then electric, then acoustic. So I'm just going to change that. So I'm just going to copy acoustic, put it down the bottom. You can see here some extra lists got added, so I just click backspace just to get rid of them, backspace again, and now I have them in the right order: Spanish, electrical, acoustic, I think. Yeah. So refresh, and you can see here it changes. The next thing, let's say I want to add in a picture. Now, if you want to add in a picture, you click this Add Media, but it makes your life easier if you first click on where you want the picture to go. So let's say, for example, I want this picture to appear after my paragraph of text and before the this little section with the heading and the list. So I have my cursor here. I can move the picture around afterwards, but it just makes my life easier if I get the cursor in the right place first. Then I click this Add Media. I'm not clicking Media in the dashboard. I'm clicking this button here that says Add Media. So I click here. If you see where it says Media Library, here are all of the files that you've previously uploaded to your website. And of course, this is a brand new website, so I don't have any pictures there already. So I click back into Upload Files, click Select Files, and then I'm going to find the files from my computer. So I just have to, I'm going to get the link for you here. And let's say I have some pictures here ready. So this picture here, I've already renamed it with my search terms because that's good for SEO, and I've already resized it to be 640 by 426, which sounds right amount for this website. I click Open, and then I'm going to move me over to this side because I want to click this button here where it says Insert into Page. Now if I click Update and then check my preview, I can see the picture appears there, great, but it's a bit smaller than I expected because 640 in width would have filled the width of this kind of section here. So I'm going to click back here, and if I click on the picture and then click the little pencil icon above it, so I'm in where I edit the page, you can see where it says display settings underneath size. You can see I can select full size, which is the original size that you have uploaded. So I'm going to select that. It's just nice in general if you click center. If the pictures are centered, things just look a little bit more uniform. And then I click update and then update the page as well. Go to your preview, refresh, and check to make sure the picture changed, and it did. Now back into my page where I'm editing, just a few little things about SEO. As I said, first of all, I've renamed this picture. Before I uploaded it to my website, I've renamed that picture with my search terms. So there's two more things I can do. I'm going to click on the picture, click on the little pencil icon. And if you've heard of the alt in HTML or alternative text, this is where that goes here. So for example, I could call this, let's say, guitar teacher in Wicklow Mountains. Let's say that's a search term for me. And then down in advanced options, the image title attributes. This is the text that people see when they hover over the image. So for example, I'm going to call this, for example, Joe Blogs guitar teacher Wicklow. Or maybe I'll even say something better, best guitar teacher in Wicklow. And I'm going to click update and then update the page. And if I come back and refresh, I don't see the alt because that's behind, that's in the code, but Google sees that, you don't see it. Also, screen readers will see that, as in people who are visually impaired, who are using screen readers to read a website. When the screen reader comes to that alt or alternative, the screen reader will call out the text that you've set. So if you haven't set that text, then you're not being fair or kind to people who are visually impaired, not to mention you're missing out on Google. So if I've refreshed, and then if I hover my mouse over this image, then the title appears. So that's the title. So for example, if you wanted to check was a title set for an image, you just hover over the image. If a title appears, it was set. If it doesn't appear, then it wasn't set. And by the way, obviously I'm on a desktop computer here, that wouldn't work on a mobile phone because I can't hover on most mobile phones. So back into my dashboard here. Let's say I wanted to do an external link. So I want to link to an external website. Maybe I want to link to my Facebook page. So if I just want the text to link to a Facebook page, I'm going to write, for example, let's say, I might say, you can contact us here or follow us on Facebook. And I'm going to make follow us on Facebook a link to our Facebook page. So this time I select the text, that's the anchor text, click up here where it says insert edit link. Then I click the same link option. So far it's the same as when we did over here, these links. This time I can't find my Facebook page here because it's not a page within my website. I have to actually type out the page myself or copy out I have to copy the link from my Facebook page or type out the link myself. If you type it out, it's really, really important that you remember to include the HTTP part. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. So let's say, for example, I'm going to let's say, link to this Facebook page. So you can either copy the link from the address bar of your Facebook page and paste it in. If you type it out, it's really important you remember this HTTP part. Otherwise, it just won't work. And because I'm linking to an external website, I'm going to click this button here, open link in new tab. And now if I click add link and then update and then check my preview, you can see here there's a link. I'm going to click this and make sure that it's bringing me to a new window, and that should be my Facebook page. So I'll just bring down the tab so you can see it's opening up a different tab and it's opening up the right Facebook page. Make sure it's opening up the right Facebook page, not just facebook.com or something. So back into my dashboard. You can see here where it says contact us here. Let's make that a link to the contact us page. So this is the same way as you did when you linked the guitar lessons page. So click into link options, find the contact page, add the link. Just going to do that again because I didn't select the full word of here. Add the link, update over on the right hand side. So if I just refresh, you can see here, this is how it looks. Now the theme that I'm using is very, very basic, 2017, and I'm not going to go into themes in this video because there'll be a different video about that. But if you just see, for example, quickly, I'm just going to change to a different theme so you can see how if I activate this theme, the content of our about page will stay the exact same, but the layout will change. So I've activated a different theme. Now I refresh, and you'll see how my text and my content is exactly the same. The links will still work, but the layout is totally different. And you can see here, if I go and activate another theme, so I pre-installed this theme called Virtue, and if I activate this theme and then refresh, you'll see again, everything changes, but the content stays the same, the layout looks different. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is theme specific. So if you click back into Pages, and just click back into that same About page, see the sidebar over here? Let's just move me back over here. So the sidebar here, and this sidebar over on the right hand side, let's say if you wanted to change it, you could change it. So you could change the actual elements to go there. But if you wanted to completely get rid of that sidebar, you could do so, and you do so within the page. So you can see there's a box here where it says Page Attributes. And where it says Template, we're using the default template, which is the default. But if you click the drop down, then you can see there's other options there. And as I said, these are theme specific. So they don't always say exactly the same things. So if I wanted to get rid of the sidebar, full width looks like a good guess for me. On another theme, it could be something like no sidebar or full space width. You just don't really know. So I'm going to click full width and click update and then check. And then when I refresh, you should see my sidebar has disappeared. Now, if I click back into Pages, just a few more little things I want to do before we finish the video. So if I want to delete a page, let's say for example we don't do acoustic guitar lessons anymore, I can just hover over that page and add it to the trash. If I actually made that a mistake and I added that page to the trash by mistake, I click trash, and then I can just hit restore, and I can restore it. You can also see if I click onto Pages, underneath the heading Author, you could see if you had different people editing this page, it would be nice because you'd be able to see that Dorcas made this page and John made another page and so on. Now let's say that I wanted to have some pages as a sub-page of others, subcategories and subcategories. So you can already see here, I already have that lessons has a drop-down menu with these three things. But from an SEO point of view, it would be good if I actually had in the link of this page that these were children and this was the parent. So if I click, for example, on the Spanish guitar lessons page, you'll see the link of this page. So this part corresponds to, so I'm up here in the address bar. This part corresponds to your domain name. This part corresponds to the actual link of that page. So let's just bring this down so you can see my two tabs. So I'm going to go back into the my pages, click into Spanish guitar lessons, and over on the right hand side you can see where it says parents. I'm going to change that parents to be guitar lessons because that's the main page and the parent page. If I hit update, then you'll see when I refresh this page, this URL is going to change. This part is taken from the URL of the guitar lessons page, and then this part is the original URL of this page. So you can see here, you can also check the permalink here. And that's a good thing for SEO because this actually tells Google that this is the page you're on, but it's a type of something here. So your links and the text that goes into the URLs here is very, very important. So that's all I want to show you on Pages. Any questions, join the Facebook group, which is in the links underneath this video, and check out the extra resources there. Thanks.